Nearly 50 years ago, the Big Red Machine plowed through just about every local Little League squad on its way to the Little League World Series. And our Liz Bishop is here now with tonight's CBS6 Rewind. Liz.
This is a story I remember personally. The Capital Region has certainly had an impressive number of teams go to national and even international championship sporting events. But in the 1970s, two local Little League teams made it to the World Series. My Rewind tonight is about the team from Rotterdam's trip to Williamsport. Every little boy who ever put on a Little League uniform dreams of a trip to Williamsport. And in 1977, 13 kids from Rotterdam lived the dream. They were a home run hitting, run scoring wrecking crew that rolled over a dozen teams to make it to the Little League World Series. The Carmen Little League had it all, from pinpoint pitchers to long ball launchers and a record to match. During the 12-game lead-up to the Little League World Series, Carmen players clobbered 33 home runs to outscore their opponents 122-12. 5 years earlier, the Colony Little League had also gone to Williamsport, but had come away without a win. Carmen had the determination and talent to go all the way and got off to a great start against Central U.S. champ Youngstown, Ohio. Ironman Joe Zabrowski doubled off the center field fence to drive in two. Later, Bobby Schroll would ice the game with this home run. That insurance run and some red-hot pitching by Randy Seaberg, who allowed just 2 hits and struck out 7, put Carmen in the U.S. championship game, where after a run-scoring first inning, the local team's hot bats cooled off, and their usually sure fielding let them down as they lost to El Cajon, California, 6-3.
I love every one of them. They're all great. I've been with them for the past 2 weeks. I'll never forget it.
Were you at all a little surprised that the few balls were getting away in the infield?
Yeah, it doesn't usually happen. I think everybody was a little bit uptight about the game and everything because we were losing.
Would anything raise their spirits? You bet. Just try and tell the folks back in Rotterdam that their players weren't champions. Dejection turned to celebration back home when they stepped off the plane at the old Albany Airport terminal, where friends and family made a joyful noise.
This reception at the Albany County Airport, just a small portion of the festivities that are going on right now in the town of Rotterdam.
Riding atop a bright yellow fire truck, the players were welcomed with a massive parade through the streets of Rotterdam, with just about every resident in attendance waving their homemade signs and cheering on the youngsters. The disappointment was still fresh, but the memories were stronger.
What's your best memory of Williamsport?
My home run. Winning the first game anyway. Getting farther than Colony did.
And just for being a loyal supporter who traveled with the squad to Williamsport, a very young TV reporter was included in the team photos. I went to Williamsport to record their, actually, unfortunately, it was their loss. They had played a game the day before, but the weather was so bad we couldn't fly there. And just to show you that the Carmen Little Leaguers were no fluke, a number of those same players that went to the 1977 Little League World Series ended up winning the Babe Ruth World Series in 1980. And we were sorry that we weren't able to feature more of Colony's 1972 World Series appearance as well, but unfortunately, that film was not found in our archives. But it would be 39 years before another upstate New York team would make it to the World Series, and that team was from Central New York.